When you know you're telling the truth, the worst thing you can be called is a liar.
Yeah.
And to have somebody so powerful say that, then of course all the followers jump on and accuse you as well.
Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's former personal attorney and fixer, is meeting with New York prosecutors regarding Stormy Daniels payments and the Trump Organization. I'm Yasmin Khan with the breakdown, and Michael Cohen, there's a name we haven't really heard in a while, but as we know, just because the story is no longer garnering headlines in the news cycle, it doesn't mean that it's gone away. So, to refresh your memories, prior to the 2016 presidential bid, Donald Trump allegedly paid illegal hush money to a porn star, Stephanie Clifford, more commonly known by her stage name Stormy Daniels. It's just one of several things the former president is currently being investigated for. Michael Cohen, the Trump attorney who actually facilitated the payment, served time in prison for doing so. But the man he did it for ascended to the presidency. By all appearances, Cohen ended up taking the fall for Trump, even though he was working at the behest of his client's request. Once Cohen was sentenced, Trump was seemingly off the hook, even though he was still clearly culpable. There has always been a bit of a question as to why Cohen was allowed to take that fall for his boss. Since then, Michael Cohen has fully turned against his former boss, cooperating with investigators and going on news programs to give viewers and insiders perspective on the inner workings of not just the Trump Organization, but Trump himself. He also creates digital content speaking against Trump. Now, in the grand scheme of things, this could seem like not a big deal. He paid a porn star $130,000, which is arguably not even that much money when we're talking about millionaires and billionaires. He did it because he was worried it would damage his image or his brand, even though this all feels very in line with what his image and brand has always been. He attempted to portray himself as Christian during his campaign and presidency, though he infamously was just not a Christian. He just wasn't. He didn't go to church. He said the Bible was his favorite book in a really obvious attempt at pandering, and then he couldn't even name a single verse from it. Of course, he did all of this because he was courting evangelical voters, and he won them, in no small part because he promised to support the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And when you ask Christians how they can support a man who so clearly does not embody or practice the Christian values that they seem to value so highly, you get a wider range of answers, ranging from the delusional to the strategic. All of that to say, Trump arguably never even had to pretend to be an upstanding citizen or a Christian to secure the evangelical vote, so his hush payment to Stormy Daniels may never have even been necessary. Even after the revelations came out, his base continued to defend him and his actions. And in some ways, this story illustrates one notable difference between the right and the left. Now, for example, documents were found at Mar-a-Lago, and Trump supporters called it a witch hunt. Even after Trump had been asked several times to hand over these classified documents, and he still didn't, his supporters found ways to justify his actions and downplay the severity of the crime. Conversely, documents were found at Biden properties, and most Democrats, at least progressives, have no problem with an investigation going forward regarding those documents. If President Biden, the same president that most of us voted for, did or is doing something he shouldn't be doing, we want to know about it. Leaders, especially democratically elected leaders, must be held accountable by the same people who put them in office. They aren't celebrities, and they certainly aren't deities. They shouldn't be less accountable to justice, but rather more so. So yeah, $130K for a hush payment doesn't seem like it'd be worth much of a fuss, but the illegality of the payment and its originally intended purpose are. Alright, that's it for me. Please like and subscribe if you got anything out of this, and be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok.